Hi, hi everybody. It's Renee Pothidis, and we're going to talk today about spatchcocking a chicken.
So the whole thing about spatchcocking, other than it's a really fun word, is that it's a much faster way to cook a chicken, especially if you like whole roasted chicken, than leaving the whole thing in there. So we're just going to do this down and dirty and fast. I don't normally save any of the insides, and the wisdom used to be that you wash a bird out, and you don't need to. If you're buying chickens from the store, you don't need to wash the bird at all.
What did you just pull out? The guts?
I pulled out, there's heart, liver, kidneys.
Is it in a bag?
And the neck in there, yeah. Most chickens come that way.
What was that other piece? A diaper?
No, it was a thing that was in the bag. Okay. That just came in there because it absorbs the juice.
Okay.
So what I do when I spatchcock a chicken, the first thing I do is always check. I usually use the scissors, not a knife. I take off any extra skin that I don't want.
What did you just cut?
I just cut a piece of extra skin that was hanging there. And this is interesting. That's called the bishop's head. This chicken had a very big bishop's hat. Had a very big set of feathers back here probably.
Can you see the feathers?
No, can't see the feathers, but it's why it's discolored. And every once in a while you'll find little things on here like a piece, what's left of the feather. Yeah. And it'll come out in the cooking, but I just like to take them off. So if I were gonna just specifically spatchcock this, what I would normally do is I'm gonna cut down the back, not the breast, because of how I want the chicken to stay nice and moist. Okay. I'm gonna stick my knife in, basically right on the spine.
So you're cutting through the bone. That's a punching that we hear.
I'm cutting through the bone, and it's really important that you use a nice sharp knife. I'm not cutting through the whole chicken because it's actually not that dense. So cutting right down the backbone, up through the front, and then basically you split your chicken open, right? So now there's still a couple things in here. You can cook them if you like. That's heart or kidneys or something. Okay. I'm just gonna take that out. And then what you would normally do, I'm just gonna split that breastbone a teeny bit, right around the breastbone, so that I can lay this flat. Because when you spatchcock a bird, that's basically the spatchcock position. So the breast meat is together and the legs are out, because this is gonna cook slow, because this is dark meat. This is gonna cook slower and retain nice moisture. And I normally tuck the wings in a little bit so they don't get burned. Now, because we're doing 2 big birds tomorrow, I'm actually gonna split this so that I've got 2 chickens in 4 pieces. Right. Because we're doing it all in the oven. So come right down the center.
And again, the whole reason for spatchcocking is not only is it a different way to cook, but it cooks the chicken much faster.
It does cook the chicken much faster. So here's one of the key things. If you like what's called, Asian people call it glass chicken. So that's where the chicken has a nice crust, where the skin is really crusty. So what you do is you take just a paper towel and you towel dry it. This is gonna go on a baking rack. This is actually what it's gonna bake on in the oven tomorrow. So this chicken is going to sit in the refrigerator overnight uncovered, because the whole purpose of this is to help dry this out a little bit. That sounds kind of weird, but you're actually trying to dry the skin out a little bit. And when we cook it tomorrow, we're gonna flash it in the oven, 500 degrees for 30 minutes, and then we turn it down to 325 and let it roast. Right. So there'll be 2 whole chickens on here. And what'll happen is, because it's gonna be completely bone dry tomorrow because of the refrigeration, and remember, uncovered, no saran wrap on here. So I've got this in a shelf in the refrigerator, right on the bottom, nothing over it, so that it'll have plenty of time to dry.
Good.
Okay?
I know we're doing this for the holidays to get this. The skin is going to be dry. It's going to be crusty.
It'll be crusty and it'll crispy like glass, because we won't actually even put anything on the skin when it goes in the oven at 500 degrees for 30 minutes. And it isn't until we turn it down that we start to baste it, because we want that 500 degrees to really crisp in the skin. And then by the time we start to baste it, you can use plain coconut oil, or we made a compound butter today that's got garlic and shallots and parsley and thyme and rosemary and lemon peel and a bunch of other things in it. So we're gonna baste it with that tomorrow.
Yeah, you know, you mentioned crusty, dry skin. My Uncle Norm, who's coming over for dinner, has crusty, dry skin as well.
So basically, it's that simple. That's the secret of spatchcock. So, and when you cook it, if you don't have a meat thermometer, you have to cut into it. Otherwise, when you'll know the chicken's done when you go into the thickest part of the thighs, right?
Yep.
And it should be 155 to 160.
Okay.
And this will be nice and moist tomorrow because of the way the skin is.
Very good. Renee, where can people find out more about food and taking care of themselves?
Eat, Evolve, Inspire on Facebook or eatevolveinspire.com on the website. There'll be some blog posts about this. Thanks, everybody.
Happy holidays.